So now we've imported P2 files and QuickTime ProRes files and done all this great file-based stuff. Let's get old school and bring something in from tape. So how do you do that? I'm going to digitize into this bin called import. There's a number of ways to capture from tape. Let me show you a couple of them. You can choose bin and choose go to capture. You can also use this keyboard shortcut of Command B. The other place you can go to be able to bring in footage from a tape deck is your tools menu. Down here to the capture tool, which is Command 7. Both of them are identical. One is Command 7, the other is Command B. They both get you to the exact same place, which is the capture tool. The capture tool has a ton of stuff. We can't spend enough time covering all these bases. A lot of them are pretty self-evident. The record button actually gets you started capturing whatever you want to capture. These are your track buttons, which allow you to choose what you want to capture. For example, audio only maybe, or video only, or video and audio. If you've got time code source, you want to make sure your time code is on. If you want to, you can just log, although that's really old school, back from when you wanted to log stuff and not capture it because you didn't have enough drive space. Now pretty much you'll probably leave this alone because you'll always be capturing, but if you click this on, it turns into a pencil, and then all you're really doing is capturing metadata instead of footage. The next thing is deck control, and this allows you to either control something that is a non-deck control source. For example, if you want to record from a microphone, or you want to record from a live truck, or from a live camera at an event, you can do it by turning off the deck control. You've got a video tool, which allows you to see a waveform and vector scopes as you're capturing. Also tells you what your video input is. Same with audio, allows you to see the audio as you're capturing. The other things we need to look at down here, this tells you what you're going to be capturing from. Either composite video, component, S-video, or SDI. Same thing with audio. You get some choices here, including capturing using the SDI. I have no audio cables connected to the Avid or to the Mojo that I'm using. I'm just going to use the audio going straight through SDI. That's quick and painless. The next thing is you can name your clips. You can put comments in your clips. You can choose what bin you want to capture to. I'm choosing the import bin. You can choose what resolution you want to capture to. All those choices are right here. This is a kind of old school thing too. Most of the time you're going to be capturing to a single drive. We're going to capture not to our Media Composer drive, but we want to capture to our media drive. And you could also choose this option to capture to 2 different drives. This is kind of back from the old days when drives were slower, SCSI based, and you wanted to put audio on one drive and video on the other drive, so you got a little bit more throughput on your cables. We don't want to do that though. We just want to have one single drive, and that's going to be our media drive. So here you get a choice of what drive you want to go to. We want to go to our media drive. This is our internal hard drive, which you can capture to. We're going to just go to our media drive. This tells you how much disk space is left. If I were, for example, to turn off video, you'll see we've got an hour and 57 minutes or something. If I go to just capturing audio, this number jumps to 232 because audio obviously doesn't take up as much space. So that tells you how much drive space you have. Down here are your deck controls. Basically, you can eject the tape. You can shuttle forward, which I'll do. Just grab this and shuttle forward. And down here tells you what tape name you have chosen. We're calling it jib. If we wanted to say, oh, this isn't the jib tape, it's some other tape, I can click new and say this is 01 jib. Hit return, select it, and hit OK. So now we're working on our 01 jib tape. I can either capture on the fly by just hitting play and then going up and hitting the record button at the top. Now we are capturing. The little red light is blinking. That means we're capturing video and audio. I'm going to hit the red record button again to stop our recording. And you'll see that down in the import window down here, we've captured our first clip. I didn't name it, so it's just called import 1 after the bin name. I can go in and change it now by simply clicking on it and calling it bike jib 1 and hitting return. Now let's say we want to capture something with a little bit more finesse of choosing an in point and an out point before we do our capture. To do that, I'm going to find about where I want to start this. Click on the mark in button right here. Move a little bit forward, shuttle forward to the end of the move, which is right about there, and choose mark out. With those two chosen, I just hit the record button again. The tape will roll back to my chosen in time, go back for a little bit of pre-roll, and go into record mode. So it's pre-rolling now for about 3-4 seconds, and now it's capturing. This is, by the way, my brother's bike, who is in the Guinness Book of World Records as being the youngest person in the United States to bike across the United States. It's an old bike. He was 8, by the way. And you can see here that I've got another clip now called Import 02. If I double click on that, you can see it's exactly the clip that I set, and we'll call this Bike Jib 02. And we have basically captured from tape using both record on the fly and by presetting a mark in and mark out. That's pretty much all you need to know about the capture tool.